Brothers and sisters, feel no shame for who you are and what you have become, as you never stood a chance against the inevitable. When you were just a little one, there were already billion-dollar companies, marketing campaigns out there to get you. Japan was trying everything in the soft power playbook to repair its image after World War II, and the consequences are staring at you right back from your mirror's reflection. I remember growing up with a Game Boy. Zelda, Mario Kart, Pokemon, plus the TV show. We spent countless hours trading cards and playing games on Nintendo and Sony consoles. So I was able to bond with the other kids around those topics, because so many of us were participating. We discussed the latest DBZ episode at school and tried to draw our own manga. Even during hard times, this world was always there for me, welcoming me with open arms while not judging me for school issues. And I was not alone. Millions of kids around the world shared the same experience. If you were born during the 80s onward, then in your most formative years, if you liked it or not, you were confronted with Japan's entertainment industry in the form of anime or video games. And from '99, with Pokemon becoming an international phenomenon, it was over for you. Japan, after World War II, was completely defeated and its international image was destroyed, tarnished by the brutality of its imperial past. With military interventions out of the question, Japan fully committed to the soft power approach. Powered by a fast-growing economy of a post-war industrial powerhouse, in 1972 the Japan Foundation was founded, an institution designed only for the purpose of promoting Japanese culture outside of Japan, and that was a part of a broader campaign. Starting in the 80s with the emergence of the Japanese Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Japan began to increase its efforts to market itself, focusing as well on youth culture, like J-pop, anime, manga, video games, fashion, film, electronics, architecture and cuisine. The whole kawaii culture exported globally, most prominent under the Hello Kitty brand, was most likely a direct result of that policy. Let us not forget that Japan during that time was the second largest economy of the world, and that economy made all of this possible, and it is the reason why no other nation managed to influence global culture in that way besides the USA. In 2013, Cool Japan Funding Inc. was founded in order to fund economic growth through cultural exports and further improving Japan's image. Coincidentally, what followed was an exploding interest in Japan. Then the algorithm arrived and completed what decades of soft power had started. You watch one episode on Netflix or YouTube and the platform serves you another. What Japan had spent billions building now ran itself, powered by engagement metrics and watch time. No government budget needed. But let's look at anime specifically. The anime aesthetic itself caters to the lowest common denominator. Let's start by looking at their faces, and what we immediately notice are the large eyes, head-to-body ratio, high forehead, small nose and mouth, all features found in human infants. Their faces are designed to trigger what we would consider cute. Ever wondered why we think cats are the pinnacle of cuteness? Studies have shown that when we see something humans consider cute, there's a burst of activity in the orbital frontal cortex, a part of the brain that is involved in the reward system. It is suggested that the behavior of nurturing children is rewarded because human children depend on the care of their parents for such a long time. So larger eyes and a baby face are often considered attractive, and media, in the case anime, uses our biology to hack our brains. I mean, the eyes alone of many anime characters would occupy large areas of their skull where their brains are supposed to be. I mean, it's good for them that they obviously do not need brains, a functional skeleton and organs. Oh god, I wish that was me. The exaggerated bright eye colors with high contrast are another thing that signals health and is considered universally attractive. Then there's perfect symmetry as well, which is an indicator of good health and no past accidents, which we automatically prefer when looking for a mate. Such symmetry is trivial to achieve in the 2D world. I could continue talking about other unrealistic proportions that exaggerate what humans find attractive, and all of them are found in anime. And of course, you can sum up a lot of the fan service just with the phrase sex sells, but let's keep this video PG. But why did not everyone that was confronted with anime during their childhood become a weeb? As I mentioned earlier, we are the sum of our genes and environmental factors. Some people just find other things more appealing or were less exposed to anime. There also was the stigma that came with liking it as a teenager in the 90s and early 2000s. Now that anime became mainstream and a lot of the cultural stigma being gone, we see a lot more people inside of the fandom, and the Japan in general has never been more popular. It seems like all the psyops during our childhood finally paid off, and people growing up now grow up in a world where anime is a global phenomenon and the popular shows can be at top of streaming service. The anime market is estimated to reach 49 billion in 2031, so if you are vulnerable to the anime aesthetic in the current year, there's just no escape. They get you as a child with the equivalent of Pokemon. As a teenager, you are exploring more darker, edgier shows like Psychopaths, and as an adult, you become a moe and yashike enjoyer in order to escape from the meat grinder that is our modern society. Escapism. Anime is a brilliant tool for that as well, which made it always attractive for the vulnerable rejects, and today it is more important than ever. With the poly crisis hitting hard and an optimistic outlook on the future becoming more and more cynical, people are begging to be distracted from the man-made horrors beyond imagination. Anime has got you covered there as well. You can explore countless of fandom with anime and manga that have been running since decades, and there is a never-ending stream of seasonal slop catering to current trends. Music, art, games, VTubers, collectibles, and an immense universe of fan-made material. You could participate in the community, become a content creator, or go full commit and learn the language. The appeal is obvious at this point. But what about all those middle-aged men indulging in moe culture? They are just trying to find comfort in a hectic, anti-human world while drowning in childhood nostalgia. Can we really ridicule them for that? We never had a chance to begin with.